In the wild, survival often means playing it safe, staying hidden, avoiding unnecessary fights, and outmaneuvering danger. But some animals defy that instinct. They don't just survive, they gamble with death at every turn, taking risks so extreme that their very existence seems like an act of defiance. Let's meet 5 of nature's most daring survivors. Few animals embody this reckless survival instinct more than the barnacle goose, a bird whose chicks face a terrifying trial immediately after hatching. Nesting on sheer Arctic cliffs, mother geese lay their eggs in seemingly impossible locations, high above rocky fjords where no ground predator can reach. But this safety comes with a price. There's no food atop the cliffs. The only way for the chicks to survive, they must jump. One by one, without hesitation, the tiny hatchlings launch themselves off the precipice, their small, fragile bodies plummeting toward the rocky ground below. Unlike most birds, they are born without the ability to fly, meaning they must endure the brutal fall completely defenseless. As they tumble downward, their fluffy down feathers act as crude shock absorbers, helping to cushion the impact. But survival is far from guaranteed. Many do not make it. If they hit a sharp rock or fall at the wrong angle, the journey ends there. Yet despite the overwhelming odds, most chicks survive. Those that land in patches of moss or soft tundra shake off the impact, stumble to their feet, and immediately start searching for their parents. There is no time to rest. Arctic predators are never far behind, and hesitation could mean death. The chicks must push forward, joining their parents on a treacherous trek toward the safety of feeding grounds below. This perilous rite of passage is one of the most extreme survival tests in the animal kingdom. For the barnacle goose, fear is not an option. From the moment they hatch, these tiny daredevils are forced to gamble with gravity itself. It's a do-or-die leap, proving that in the Arctic, survival belongs only to the boldest. From the Arctic cliffs to the frozen tundra, another daredevil thrives in a land of extremes, the Arctic fox. In an environment where temperatures plunge below -50 degrees Fahrenheit and food is scarce, this small predator takes on one of the most dangerous gambles in the animal kingdom. It follows polar bears. To the Arctic fox, a polar bear is both life and death incarnate. These massive carnivores are unrivaled hunters, taking down seals with precision and force, leaving behind scraps of meat that the fox depends on. The fox follows in the bear's wake, creeping close to scavenge whatever is left behind. But this is no simple meal. One wrong step, one miscalculated move, and the Arctic fox could become the meal itself. Polar bears have been known to turn on scavengers, swiping at them with their massive paws or even killing them outright. Yet despite the ever-present risk, the Arctic fox refuses to back down. This fearless opportunist thrives, using its keen senses and relentless endurance to survive in a world where every step is a fight against starvation. One Arctic fox even set a record by traveling 2,700 miles across glaciers, tundra, and open ocean in search of food, the longest recorded journey of any land mammal. Through frigid winds, relentless blizzards, and barren ice sheets, this lone fox pressed on, outrunning starvation, dodging predators, and braving the merciless Arctic without stopping. It was a survival gamble like no other, proving that when faced with the impossible, the Arctic fox simply keeps going. While the Arctic fox plays a game of risk and reward, the honey badger takes survival to an entirely different level through sheer aggression. This fearless fighter doesn't just avoid danger, it actively seeks it out. Whether it's taking on venomous snakes, fending off lions, or breaking into beehives swarming with thousands of angry stingers, this unrelenting predator refuses to back down. One of the honey badger's most dangerous feats is its reckless approach to snake hunting. Cobras, puff adders, and black mambas are all on its menu, and the badger doesn't hesitate to attack, taking multiple bites in the process. Though snake venom can temporarily knock them out, badgers have an almost supernatural ability to recover, waking up from near-death states and finishing the fight. Their resilience doesn't stop there. They've been seen attacking lions and hyenas, biting their faces and clawing their eyes until the larger predators give up. With thick, loose skin that allows them to twist and counterattack even when grabbed, honey badgers turn every battle into an all-or-nothing fight for survival. And more often than not, they win. While the honey badger dominates the ground, the peregrine falcon rules the skies with a high-risk hunting style, unlike any other. As the fastest animal on Earth, this bird of prey doesn't just catch its food. It plummets toward it at over 240 miles per hour, turning itself into a living missile. Spotting an unsuspecting pigeon or smaller bird, the peregrine tucks its wings, locks onto its target, and dives at speeds that would shatter bones on impact. And that's exactly the plan. If it strikes too hard, it risks breaking its own body upon collision, but if it miscalculates, it might miss entirely, wasting precious energy. It's a high-stakes game where success means a meal, but failure could mean death. Despite the danger, the peregrine falcon continues to rule the skies, perfecting a hunting technique that is equal parts deadly and daring. There is no half measure, only all or nothing. Finally, on the steep cliffs of the European Alps, the Alpine Ibex defies gravity itself. These mountain goats thrive where few animals dare to tread, on sheer rock faces, sometimes nearly vertical, with only the smallest ledges to support them. Why take such a risk? The answer is simple. Predators can't follow them. Wolves, lynxes, and even eagles would love an easy meal, but the ibex's insane climbing ability makes it virtually untouchable. These daredevils casually leap across gaps and scale walls that would leave even the best human climbers in awe. Their hooves, equipped with rubber-like traction, allow them to cling to surfaces that seem impossible to stand on. Even more astonishing is their willingness to scale dam walls hundreds of feet high in search of mineral-rich salt deposits. One slip could send them tumbling to their deaths, yet they climb with absolute confidence, knowing that the reward outweighs the risk. Before we wrap up, we're curious to hear from you. Which one of these death-defying daredevils impresses you the most with their bold and risky strategies for survival? If you enjoyed this dive into nature's most extreme survivalists, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for more stories of animals that live life on the edge. Because in the wild, fortune truly favors the bold.